Okay, I believe you can see the screen now. Hello, can you all hear me clearly?
Yes.
All right, so I think we need to get started with this class. The rest can watch the video if they can't. All right, so today we'll be talking about, the last time we talked about your personal identity, having to know how you can protect yourself online and why you need to be a cybersecurity professional. Okay, but today we'll be going straight into the impact of security breach under the organizational data. Okay, so the consequences of a security breach is what we'll be talking about. So first thing is to protect an organization from every possible cyber attack is not feasible. I mentioned it yesterday that you becoming a professional doesn't mean they will not attack. They will attack, okay? But the way you handle that attack is what makes you a professional. Now, that's one of the things we're going to be looking at. Now, to protect an organization from every possible cyber attack, it is not feasible for a few reasons. All right, and the expertise necessary to set up and maintain the secure network can be expensive, okay? Can be very expensive. So attackers will always continue to find new ways to target networks. So what do? Eventually, an advanced and targeted cyber attack will succeed. Meaning, that means somebody who is actually using sophisticated tools, which is part of the tools we're going to be learning here, because you as well need to learn those tools and know how to use the tools. So eventually an advanced and targeted cyber attack will succeed. And the priority will then be how quickly your security team can respond to the attack to minimize the loss of data, downtime, and revenue. So when there's an attack, the first thing you need to think or you need to look into is, how do you handle the attack? In how many minutes can you make sure these guys don't have access and spread what they're doing? Okay, so by now you know that anything posted online can live online forever. Anytime you post something online, you are sure know that that thing can live forever. So even if you were able to erase all copies in your own possession, if your servers were hacked, the confidential personal information could be made public. So an hacker or hacking group may vandalize the company's website by posting untrue information and run the company's reputation that took years to build. So the hackers can also take down the company website, causing the company to lose revenues. So if the website is down for longer period of time, the company may appear unreliable and possibly lose credibility. So if the company website or network has been breached, this could lead to leaked confidential documents, revealed trade secrets, and stolen intellectual property. So the loss of all this information may impede company growth and expansion. So if you look at the monetary cost of it, is much higher than just replacing the lost or stolen devices. So investing in existing security and strengthening the building's physical security is very important. So the company may be responsible for contacting all the affected customers about the breach and may have to be prepared for litigations because your customers will take you to court. So that litigation is, they will take you to court. So it is important you spend money on this to protect your organization than spend money to be going from one court to another. So with all this turmoil, employees may choose to leave the company. So the company may need to focus less on growing and more on repairing its reputation. So it is very important. Reputation is key. You can see it here. Consequences of a security breach: it will ruin your reputation. There's vandalism, there's theft, there's revenue lost, and there's damaged intellectual property. Okay, so as a cybersecurity professional, the first thing you need to look into is how you make sure your security breach, is resolved. So the online password manager. So we're going to look at one of the security breach. Okay, we have the online password manager called LastPass. So LastPass detected unusual activity on its network in July 2015. It turned out that hackers had stolen users' email address, they've stolen password reminders, and authentication hatches. Fortunately for the users, the hackers were unable to obtain anyone's encrypted password vaults. Even though there was a security breach, LastPass could still safeguard the user account information. So LastPass requires email verification or multi-factor authentication. Wherever there is a new login from an unknown device or IP address, the hackers would also need master password to access the account. So that is what the hackers do. So in this course, you'll be learning all these tools that you need to use to protect your own network. Like I told you, cybersecurity course, whatever knowledge an hacker has, that is what you are learning here. So tomorrow, you find out that the knowledge and the tools you are using is still the same tools they are using, but they are using their own in an evil way, which we're going to see in this course. So LastPass users also have some responsibility in safeguarding their own account. The users should always use complex master password and change the master password periodically. Okay, then the users should always beware of phishing attacks. An example of a phishing attack would be if an attacker sent fake emails. So most times you check out fake emails in your box, you don't even have to open it, as long as you know that the emails is not coming from good source. You know that most of the Gmails, they spend so much on cybersecurity today that if a mail is coming to your box and is not authentic, it will move it straight to spam. They don't even wait for your permission. Before now, Gmail will wait for your permission to make a particular email a spam. But because of the experience they've had and the number of attacks, they don't wait any longer. Immediately a mail is coming in and is not authentic mail, they'll move it to your spam. Okay, after 30 days, that mail will go off. So sometimes you have to go into your mail to see some mails that is relevant, because for them, if whoever is composing a mail is not composing a mail in a well authentic way, they will take it there. All right. So these emails ask the users to click an embedded link and change the password. Now, the link in that email goes to a fraudulent version of the website used to steal master password. That is what, now we're looking at LastPass experience. Okay. So the link in the email goes to a fraudulent version of the website used to steal the master password. So the users should never click the embedded links in an email. Very, very important. Okay, so the users should also be careful with the password reminder. The password reminder should not give away your password. Most importantly, the users should enable multi-factor authentication I always explain this to everybody, that multi-factor authentication is very, very, very important. Please don't say, why is this thing difficult now? I logged on in my phone. It was easy. Why is he asking me to go back to my phone to pick? It's because he has to protect your data. Okay? Your Gmail, oh, sorry. Your Gmail is also, hold on, let me share the screen again. All right. So we're still talking about an example of a security breach, which is we're talking about LastPass, what they went through, and the solution they were supposed to have as a security, as a cybersecurity personnel. This, okay. So the link in the email goes to a fraudulent version of the website used to steal the master password. So the user should never click the embedded links in an email. The users should also be careful with their password reminder. The password reminder should not give away your password. Most importantly, the user should enable what they call multi-factor authentication when available for any website, okay, that offers it. So if the users and services providers both utilize the proper tools and procedures to safeguard the users' information, the users' data could still be protected, even in the event of security breach. Now, this, what they're explaining here is this. As long as you have your phone, like I always tell everybody, please password your phone. Don't even say because your phone is some people will say their spouse or their wife or their husband doesn't like them to password phone. If you are passwording your phone, you can give your spouse the password. But the reason why you are passwording your phone is because there are some funny guys, there are some funny set of people out there that can access your phone while your phone is with you in the house. So there are some security breach that once you put a password on your phone, before they have access to your phone, wherever they are trying to track your phone, you will see that your password will be required. But when you leave your phone and don't password it, you are just using it. Once they pass through and say, oh, this is a particular customer that we've been able to hack, let's check the phone. And once they get into your phone and see that your phone is not locked, they will just go into whatever information they want to get, the password, your data, your personal issues, they will just pick it up. So it is always important to please password phones. I always tell everyone, password your phone, even if it's 2 letters or 3 letters, password it, because it's going to go a long way. Okay. So we look at the next one. We want to look at another security breach example. Now, another one is the children. A lot of parents don't know this, but they can access through your children's information. They can have access to your details through your children's information. They said the high-tech toy maker for children called VTech suffered a security breach to its database in November 2015 as well. This breach could affect millions of customers around the world, including children. Now, the data breach exposed sensitive information, including customers' name, email address, passwords, pictures, and chat logs. Now, anytime you buy toy from this organization, what do? They take your record. They keep all your record, because what they do is they have a centralized phone, a centralized server for the children to access content. So every time the children access content, the student's password to their tablet is connected on that server. So the day that server was hacked, the toy tablet had to become a new target for hackers, because the customers had shared their photos, they've used the chat features through the toy tablet, the information was not secured properly, and the company website did not support SSL communication. Now, I want to talk about this SSL communication. I found out that a lot of organizations open websites and they refuse to pay for SSL. Now, when you are paying for SSL for your website, is to protect your website. That's why you find out that every browser that is being produced, especially Google, always pick out a website that doesn't have SSL. So you are putting your information on that website, and you've seen that Google has said it that this website is not safe. For me, I will advise you, don't go further. Reason is because that organization has not paid for its SSL. So hackers can access that platform at any time. And if your information is there, there's a problem. So even though the breach did not expose any credit card information and personal identification data, the company was suspended on the stock exchange because the concern over the hack was so great. So VTech did not safeguard the customer's information properly, and it was exposed during the breach. So even though the company informed its customer that their password has been hashed, it was still possible for the hackers to decipher them. The passwords in this database were scrambled using what? MD5 hash function. So, but the security question and the answers were stored in plain text. So unfortunately, the MD5 hash function has known as non-vulnerabilities. So the hackers can determine the original password by comparing millions of pre-calculated hash values. Okay. So with the information exposed in this data breach, cyber criminals could use it to create email accounts, apply for credits, and commit crimes before the children were old enough to go to school. So for the parents of these children, the cyber criminals could take over the online account because many people reuse their password on different websites and accounts. So the security breach not only impacted the privacy of the customer, it also ruined the company's reputation, as indicated by the company when its presence on the stock exchange was suspended. So for parents, it is a wake-up call to be more vigilant about their children's privacy online and demand better security for children's products. For the manufacturers of network-connected products, very important, they need to be more aggressive in the protection of customer data and privacy now and in the future as the cyber attack landscape evolves. Now, in Nigeria, we've not started going into IoT. We just have a little bit of it. It is important from now. Don't look at that tablet. Oh, it's my child's tablet. It doesn't matter. Pictures, informations are always sitting on it. And those guys, when they gather information, they don't gather information because they want to. They gather information so when they are when they are trying to hack into your account, they already have all the details that they need to carry on that attack or to carry on that criminal act. Today we will hear some people will be making calls. I've seen several voice notes where some people are complaining that they've accessed their account. And the person will be telling them on the phone that we access your account. As I'm talking to you now, they will be telling you the balance you have. They did not follow that person on that day. They've been following that person. And they've had access to the person's password. Every day the person type new password, it goes into the system. Okay, so these are the things you need to learn as a cybersecurity professional. Then we have the last security breach we will be talking about today, which is the impact of they call them Equifax. Now, Equifax International is one of the nationwide consumer credit reporting agency in the United States. This company collects information on millions of individuals, customers, and businesses worldwide. Based on the collected information, credit scores, credit reports are created about the customers. Now, imagine an organization like this was hacked. This information could affect the customers when they apply for loans and when they are looking for employment. Now, these hackers, what do they do? In September 2017, Equifax publicly announced that there is a data breach event. The attackers exploited a vulnerability in the Apache Strut web application software that they were using. Now, the company believes that millions of US customers' sensitive personal data were accessed by these cyber criminals between May and July of 2017. Now, the personal data includes the customer's full name, social security number, birth date, addresses, and other personal identifiable information. There is evidence that the breach may have affected customers in United States, in United Kingdom, and in Canada. Why? Because Equifax established a dedicated website that allows the customers to determine if their information was compromised and to sign up for credit monitoring and identity theft protection using a new domain name instead of using a subdomain of equifax.com. So this allowed nefarious parties to create unauthorized websites with similar names. This website can be used as part of a pitching scheme to trick you into providing personal information. Furthermore, an employee from Equifax provided an incorrect web link in social media for worried customers. Fortunately, the website was taken down within 24 hours. It was created by an individual who used it as an educational opportunity to expose the vulnerabilities that exist in Equifax response page. So all these things are things we need to know. So as a consigned customer, you may want to quickly verify if your information was compromised so you can minimize the impact. So in a time of crisis, you may be tricked into using what we call unauthorized website. You should be cautious about providing personal information so you do not become a victim again. Because many times when a company is having a downtime or is having a problem, you know, all these hackers always use that opportunity. Imagine when Access Bank was having a problem, they started creating fake websites, telling people to click to provide their BVN. Some people did not know. During COVID-19, they did a lot of it. Tell you government wants to give you so money, click and put your information so you can get government, what did they call that thing then? You know, and at the end of the day, they just wanted to have access to your name, have access to your BVN, so they can find a way to access your account on the platform, whatever platform they are using. Okay, so it is very important. So their employees should be educated and informed about the procedures to safeguard the information and what to do in event of breach. So unfortunately, the real victim of this breach are the individuals whose data may have been compromised. In this case, Equifax has the burden of protecting the collected customers' data while conducting credit checks because the customer did not choose to use the services provided by Equifax. The customers has to trust the company to safeguard the collected information. Furthermore, the attackers can use this data to assume your identity, and it is very difficult to prove otherwise because both the attacker and the victim know the same information. In this situation, the most you can do is be vigilant when you are providing personal identifiable information over the internet. Check your credit reports regularly. Once per month or once per quarter, immediately report any false information, such as application for credit that you did not initiate or purchase on your credit cards that you did not make. Okay, so it's very important. So these are the 3 examples that we need to look into. So there are more examples, which is part of your lab. Okay, so like I said, you have to go through this lab. This is the second lab we're having. The class, I'm still waiting so everybody can actually complete their slots so we can group everybody. Now, once you have the group, like I said, you can go personally and start doing your lab, but there will be a day where we come together, each of the group head will present the labs. So what we do is we put the labs together. We have the first lab on chapter 1. This is the second lab on chapter 2. Sorry, on chapter 1. So How do you follow the lab? I've explained to you. You just need to follow the instruction and do the lab. Please let every time you come to a class like this, in every class, make sure you log into your platform, into your own platform, go through the classes, look at the lab and answer it. So this one, there are objectives such as they said lab, what was taken. Now, this lab is talking about what they were taking. There was the background answer. It says security breaches occur when individuals or applications are trying to gain unauthorized access to your data applications, services, or devices. So during these breaches, the attackers, whether they are insiders or not, attempt to obtain information that they could use for financial gain or other advantages. In this lab, you will exploit a few security breaches to determine what was taken, what exploits were used, and what you can do to protect yourself. Now, what you need is a required resources. You need a PC or a mobile device with internet access. Now, first thing you need to do, security breach research. Use the two provided links to security breaches from different sectors to fill out the table below. They've given you Security Week, they've given you BBC. You can search more. So search for a few additional interesting breaches and record the findings in the table. So when you find incident day, when did it happen, which organization was affected, how many victims, what was taken, what exploit was used, how do you protect yourself? So all those things, when you check this link, you get the information. So that is the lab. So after you finish that, they will now ask you question, reflection. After reading about the security breaches, what can you do to prevent these types of breaches? Now, when you have, like I said, you're going to be having your own group discussion, okay? You can do a voice note within your group, but you need to discuss about it. It's part of the program, it's part of the activity. But please, for us to recognize that you are participating, you need to log in into your Cisco Networking Academy, log into the material, go through these classes again, then do your lab and submit. So I'm going to let you know the time to submit all the labs. But for now, we keep on doing all the labs, okay? So today we'll be calling off the class. Like I told you, the class is going to be more of 1 hour, let's say 1 hour or 40 minutes to 1 hour, okay? So in the evening, by 7 to 8, we'll be having another repeat class, all right? Then, like I said, we have another class Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for batch A, all right? This particular batch, we're having Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, okay? So if you have any question, please, you can ask. Any question, please? Hope I'm not too fast. Any question? I believe everyone can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
All right. So you don't have any question. That means you understood, you understood what we just talked about now. Okay, so
Yes,
for the next class, we'll be talking about types of attackers.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You were a little bit fast.
Okay. All right. I apologize for that. But like I said, there's going to be a video as well. We have to work within the 40 minutes we have. Okay.
Okay.
We have to, but I'll try and slow down a bit when we have the next class, okay, so everyone can pick. But you can always share the video. I'm going to share the video on the YouTube after the 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock class, so you can also visit to play it and understand. Okay. So
thank you,
please, it's important. Every one of you need to log in to your classroom, because your activity is very, very important. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for today, and we'll continue from these particular types of attackers. So when we're talking about this type of attackers, you will understand the kind of attackers we have. For us, we are cybersecurity professionals, and whatever thing we're doing or whatever thing we're learning, we are learning to protect our community, to protect our organization. So whatever skills we learn, one of the key things is you don't use it against, you don't finish a cybersecurity course and become a professional, rather than now becoming a cybersecurity to protect, you now join the black hat hackers because you have the information. So those are part of the things we normally teach all the participants or all the students we have. Because the problem most of us have today is most of the cybersecurity professionals that learn the course, some of them now turn out to be the black hats that we are fighting today. So it is important we try to explain to everyone that yes, you have the knowledge, but the knowledge is for you to use, to use it good, not for you to use it, to fight against these bad guys, okay, out there. So thank you very much for attending today's class. All right. God bless you all.
Yeah. Bless you too, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
with you.
Please, what time do we get the YouTube videos?
Yes, the video is in the group. Are you in the group? Have you joined the group? The WhatsApp group?
No, I've not gotten.
Okay, I'm going to share the WhatsApp group with you now, so you can join the group.
Okay.
But I will now repost it, so you can access the videos there as well for the first class, because we've done the first class. This is the second class, but the video for the first class is already available. So this one will be available after 7 o'clock class today. I will post at the YouTube and post in the group as well. So I'll be adding you to the group immediately after this now.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, you're welcome.